Hello, everybody. Welcome. Now, for some reason, my lipstick keeps embarrassing me. It's okay. Real Houses of Dubai. Goody says that this episode was very dry. Do you all agree? Listen, let's bring her in. Let's bring her in because she's never shy. Speaking her mind.
Dry ass
Goody,
episode.
what's going on?
Not much. How you doing?
Doing good. It's very hot, but I am not complaining. I appreciate this. I listen. I don't like the
What
cold.
temperature y'all got? Cause I promise you, I just had a space heater on.
I what?
Space heater. I was cold.
What? You're cold?
I
You
have friends who say that the my inability to ever really be hot has something to do with me like being evil. Really?
Oh my gosh, I disagree.
Right? Me too.
Absolutely, I disagree. What's going on? What do you think about wait, I had written my notes on this episode.
Well, what's our first scene? Because
Yeah.
did they back up from Sarah and um,
Mm,
Chanel
the,
Iman? Did they pick
no,
back up?
I think you're talking about the first scene.
Yeah.
The first scene was about Lisa and her fashion show and her meeting yeah, what's her name? I keep forgetting her name.
Chanel Iman.
Yes,
Chanel
Ayan.
Iman.
Ayan.
Ian.
And her say, trying to she was being introduced to the models, and she kept saying super size, meaning the bigger girls. And Lisa telling her, no, don't say super size, just say plus. What do you call them? See, I'm like her. A bigger size.
So I like the diversity of the models they selected.
They have to be diverse. I mean,
I like that Ayan
hmm
tries to make sure she always gets like a Kenyan in there. I think that's dope.
hmm
I think that's super dope.
you have to. If you're not checking for your people, who else?
So I just don't you feel like they should have picked back up with Sarah and Ayan?
The conversation that they had.
Yeah.
Okay. But what was there else to talk about? I mean, she talked about how she was brought,
Yeah,
raised.
but it just felt like well Sarah's reflections, like something like I don't know. This
Uh,
episode needed some
mm. Well, but Sarah was, when she was doing her photo shoot, and she was talking about, how everybody thinks that she's unique because she doesn't, fit
because
in that.
she's conservative, but
Right.
she's a rebel. She's a
Right.
conservative rebel. She's
Mm-hmm.
extreme. Like in one way, she doesn't show too much flesh, but if you do look at her flesh, she has tattoos, which is kind of taboo, except for your eyebrows, like the microblading. It's the same thing.
But also, you have to remember, she says she does not. She is a Muslim. She practices everything about
Well,
Islam.
she tries to
She does
practice.
right.
But if she practiced as deep as she should be practicing, her son should be more indoctrinated, don't you think?
I would think so, but then
But
again,
she was like, "Mommy, I don't want to do this. I want to sit at the table. I want a fork. What are you doing?"
and that's what I was trying to tell you about the last time we did this, because I was telling you, most people outside the Western world, we have tried everything we can, especially people with money. You're taking your kids to the American school because we have American schools even in Kenya. And so you're taking them to the American schools. You want them to adapt everything about the American culture, American. So then it becomes like,
You
it's
lose
like,
your own culture.
yes. And that's what I was saying. I do. That's what I'm seeing with her, with Sarah. Like, I love that that she acknowledges that she's not gonna be fitting in a box, but at the same time, accept that you have allowed Western culture to influence you, even in the way you're raising your child.
I mean, for her, I think that she should just have a day where she's like, yeah, you don't. When they come to sit up and eat dinner, dinner
Eh, that's
served
what
where
that's what I was saying.
just
Why are we
every
negotiating?
Tuesday and Thursday. This is how we eat.
Why are we
You don't
negotiating?
really get a say. This is how we eat.
If you're this serious about you trying to pass on, your culture to the next generation, then there's some non-negotiables. What is our non-negotiables with this kid? Because the kid doesn't seem to be wanting anything to do with. The kid does not speak Arabic, or if he does, we have not seen that. In fact,
He
even
does
when the
have an
kids,
accent though, so
he has to have an accent. He has to have an accent. My kids have a little bit of an accent.
I mean, or maybe it sounds like an
Just because
accent to
somebody
me
has an
because I'm
accent doesn't mean
American.
anything.
So I thought that her, seeing her photo shoot and her trying to break into the
Mm-hmm.
American market was
Mm-hmm.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
I thought seeing Lisa prep for her fashion show and
Mm-hmm.
hearing how her business model is set up
Mm-hmm.
and hearing that how she started and how her husband invested in her,
I love that.
not in her business,
Mm-hmm.
because he couldn't believe in the business.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was dope. I like their marriage, or what we see of their marriage.
Mm-hmm.
To see to see her model evolve. Like, you can't only have, you could be a maternity place, but
Mm-hmm.
that's not going to get you the money,
Okay.
because people are
Yes.
gonna, it takes so much time between the maternity phase and some of these women, the stuff
Mm-hmm.
that they had, if they buy nice basics, because a
Mm-hmm.
lot of her stuff was the black and white in the fashion
Yes.
show,
Mm-hmm.
and they get pregnant like when their child is 1.5, they can still
Mm-hmm.
wear the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's still fashionable for pregnancy.
I
You know what I mean?
loved I loved the support that she has with Ayan. All right. I love that support. I love when I see girls supporting each other. I loved it. I loved it. Don't you think?
Yeah, it was interesting to hear that Ayan had like two different portfolios.
Yes. It's a hustle.
Trying to make sure she covered all bases. Like, this is a very this look, and this is, and that Lisa wanted both of them. I like their interaction.
It's a
I
hustle.
don't like that she gave Lisa that goat, and the goat is like another responsibility. That's crazy to me.
Let's talk about the goat because listen, she's getting into my nerves now with these gifts of hers because she also gave Brooks some lemons. We are in a
But you
restaurant.
want to
What are
know
you
what?
bringing? Why are you bringing lemons?
If you think of Housewives, right? Didn't Drew become the housewife who always needs a prop? Hey, confessions.
Hey guys, hey
Hey,
Denise, hey
Demeter
confession.
Joe. I'm trying to catch up with you, Demeter Joe, because where the hell you been? In any event, um,
Mm-hmm.
like, to see
She said
they,
that kid for practice.
like,
And
so
a kid for
Drew,
practice. She said,
I cannot. But like, to see that, like, Drew has props. I feel like her gifts are like props. So maybe that's like a Real Housewives trend. I don't know. I don't like it because I think it's whack to give me a gift when I have two small children. Now I have two small children, a husband, which is inevitably like a child. I don't care how much money he make,
mm-hmm.
and a goat
I listen
that had diarrhea and now has to eat vegan, like
because the
eat
goat was
organic fruit. I mean
the goat
vegetables.
is another expense, right? Uh, I do not fault her for the goat and the idea that was behind the goat. I do not fault her for that because we appreciate that's a significant gift to give somebody, But then it is not about you're inviting me for to your house for
You don't get
Thanksgiving.
no Jamaican no damn goat.
And that's what I'm saying. Now,
A
if I
Jamaican
get a
only have one thing to do to a goat. Okay.
wait a minute, but if it's a wedding, if it's an engagement, if it's something like that, then I would appreciate a goat. Now,
I
don't
can
be
see you
telling me,
doing it. She just
Judy.
want, she I could see her doing. You would do the same thing. Be like, in Kenya, this is what we be doing. In Kenya, this is what we be doing.
Wait,
In
this
Kenya,
is what we've been
lemon
doing.
signify.
Wait a minute. This is what we've been doing, but we just don't bring goats just because you've invited me to New
Yeah,
York
but you would
City.
do it. You'd be like, I'm gonna get my culture out there. Any way possible. Thanksgiving, wedding, same thing.
I'll be like, I remain undisputed African queen. I'm bringing a goat.
Yeah, but
Wow,
ain't nobody
listen.
trying to do all that. That's a
Mm.
little extra.
She's getting, yeah, she's becoming a little bit extra. So what do you think about also the slumber party, where Nina is invited by Carol, the Caroline girl who is married to the 22-year-old younger guy?
I I think it's cool for them to have a friendship.
Hmm.
Um I don't like Caroline
I don't
Stansbury.
like
I don't like
Me
her.
too. And
And I don't think she's as pretty as she thinks she is.
she feels so entitled. She feels like like
She
she's an
she
influencer. Like
feels
she,
gorgeous, but all of the fillers and all of that is messing you up, beloved. You're not looking good. It's bad. Like something looks off with your face. Your skin is too tan, and it's clear that. I mean, granted, Dubai is very sunny, but you probably need some SPF.
well, she's over there at the party, and she's talking about how old is she again? Isn't she in her 40s?
Nah, they saying she's like I have no idea. Don't even
Well,
know.
she wants. Well, what's she gonna do when the guy wants say that I want a child? What are you gonna do?
I think she was telling her children she was freezing her
Her
eggs,
daughter. Mm-hmm.
and her daughter was like, "No."
Mm-hmm. Can you, Goody? How do people do these things? Like you're dating somebody who is so close to you, not dating, married to somebody who is so close to your
Listen, I'm
son's
on a
age.
dating website, and these 22, 23 year olds are like swiping right on me, and I'm like, yo, it's clear that I'm 47. I have a 25-year-old son. It will never, ever, ever happen. Ever.
So you're kind of a little bit entertaining them, right?
No. I'm getting get out of my face. I'm not entertaining that.
Okay.
That's slackness. That to me is out of order.
Right.
As a grown woman, that's out of order. I don't even know what I would do if my son brought someone my age to
You
home
know,
talking about he's dating her.
I feel like Caroline. When I was watching Ladies of London. If you did you watch the show when she was
No, not at all.
so
And if they
she
all look disgusting like her, no.
no 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 no, but she was also causing trouble over there. Just like everybody needs to bow down to Caroline,
But I
even
just don't. The way she's causing trouble, it's not that she's so much causing trouble for me. It's like she's not really adding anything, in my opinion.
I to
And she
me
feels
is
so over important.
yes, and that's the same thing she was doing in the other show.
And then
But
I think it's crazy for her and Nina to be like, yeah, you remember when I hated you?
I think
So basically it's like, yeah, I used to talk shit about you and I didn't like you and
mhm,
we're good now.
right, but she so she's from London. She's a Jew, right? The reason why she came to Dubai is because her ex-husband was from Dubai. So she has I don't know what do you call it? Where you go against your rebel. She's also a kind of a rebel too because she was not supposed to be marrying a Muslim guy. So she married a Muslim guy. She wasn't supposed to be leaving London. She moved to Dubai. Then around that time that they were shooting that show, she was thinking about moving to Dubai and forgetting about everything, and she was not gonna be a princess like she was raised to be a princess. Okay, so
They
then
call
she
them
comes
Jewish
over,
American princesses.
right, and then she comes to Dubai. She's divorced, and then she decides, you know what? I am gonna go for a younger guy. Well, I don't know whether she decided or they
No,
just
then
met.
she decides to make her podcast Divorce Not Dead. Okay. Nobody cares.
Girl.
So that was an interesting scene.
What did you think about
So
when
where were they though? They were doing a sleepover. Were they at a hotel?
did you see the hotel?
Yeah, the hotel was dope. And did you see the man, the scuba diver?
Yes. What? It was
It's
nice.
just an ignorant level of opulence.
Are you jealous?
I'm not jealous, but I'm like, holy smoke. Oh, they had a scuba diver to put a note up.
Mm-hmm.
But
I
then
think
I thought
you know. I
If they
think
have enough money to live their life, why they have to do a sleepover at a hotel?
because they want to show us a different side of Dubai. Like they want to show, like I think this show, this Real Housewives of Dubai, they're out to prove to people that Dubai is this extravaganza, and it sure is. But can we also talk about the human rights and how Brooks has been treating the house help?
I don't like the way I don't. I'm not a fan of Brooks.
She's a
Brooks.
bone
So,
collector. I feel
so this
like,
is the thing. Brooks is a jerk. Now, when she was sitting at
and
that
why is
table,
she doesn't
when
have
she
so
sat
much.
at that table, what she said, she was like, "No, I didn't say that. I didn't say she said that." And now today, it's like,
Goody. Can you imagine somebody you call your friend, you're making them feel some type of way? You're telling them that you're not important. What was her agenda? Tell, putting out those words out. She knew Ian's history. She knew.
I don't think that Brooks is happy. She's not married, right?
No, she's not. She has a kid. She has a biracial kid. She must have been had this kid with a white dude.
She's not happy. And when you're
No.
unhappy, you cause chaos.
Mm-hmm.
Because that didn't make any sense. That was ignorant to me.
Which what was ignorant to you?
Just the way she sat at that table and she was like, I didn't say that she said it. I said it. That's not what you said.
What did you say,
So no,
Brooke?
I don't like the way she treats her help. I don't
Mm-hmm.
like it. I think it's out of order. I don't like it at all. Because it's like I'm not gonna do anything. It's like when we see Lisa will be in the kitchen working with her help. Sarah in the kitchen working with her help. We haven't seen Nina doing it, but she just like an old Texan girl. She
Yeah.
seems to just be like, you wear the French fries, I'll just throw them in the oven myself,
Yes. Yes.
right? But
Mm-hmm.
it's like Brooks has decided she's not touching any of that.
You know, this is Brooke was born and raised in this country, correct?
Boston, and I'm
Correct.
thinking not the good part of Boston.
See, that's what I was gonna say. And then she goes
When
outside.
you
She
don't
gets,
have and you start treating people poorly.
that's what I'm saying. So then she goes out there. She realizes, oh, I can hire a nanny. I can hire a housekeeper. And you just have to remember, Americans, when they see these people hiring nannies and all that, you're thinking that they're being paid so much money. No, they're not. They are being overworked, and they're not being
Let me
paid that
help you
much.
out for a second though, Maud. Because again, I'm a daughter of immigration,
Mm-hmm,
right?
mm-hmm,
First American.
mm-hmm.
So my people had to do jobs. So
Correct.
I totally understand the whole process because what the process entails is finding an immigrant who they may need you to help them with their paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
They may need just to feed their family and you pay them the minimal you could pay them. Enough
So
to do what they need to do, but not enough to a
so
semi livable wage. It's not enough, but it's cheaper than like you're
so
not gonna hire somebody from Dubai to be a nanny. You're gonna hire somebody who immigrates to Dubai to be a nanny. And
correct.
you're not gonna pay them because that's how it works here.
But you also do not need immigration. See, you don't need immigration papers and stuff like this, like you require over here. Once I land in Dubai, there's nothing else that you need from me. You just need my services.
Yeah,
It's not
but
like, yeah.
I need the money to live.
No, no, no. I'm saying I'm saying you hiring me as your nanny is not as complex as it is over here, where immigration status, in all
Let's
that.
just say this. Some people, their people aren't getting paperwork either. They're just working off of the books, which is
Yeah,
another component. Off the books means I'm going to pay you less, but you're going to get
yeah.
your cash.
I'm just like, you know what
But you shouldn't treat people
is what I'm saying.
poorly. And it's
Is
not that she's treating them extremely poor, but she's very indifferent. Like, can you get me coffee? Oh, and my sunglasses. And I left a pen upstairs on my bed. Oh, and my shoes in the hall. And you know what? I left a tennis racket. It's like all of these things, and it's like right now. So
right now.
unless she has multiple help, which she doesn't, one person's running around like she's
And
creating chaos for the instead of a process. She's
and
creating chaos.
and I don't mind doing those things. But what are you doing when you're asking me to do this? There's nothing you're doing. You're seated. Enjoy some
And I
sunshine.
get that you're not doing anything, but it's the way you're asking me. I bet you money that if she has a morning routine, that morning routine switches. I don't like this tea. I want a different tea.
Mhm.
That way, it stops the help from being able to create a process that is easy.
Oh.
But is what you get. I'm sure that she turns. I'm sure she has high turnover. I'm sure people work for her and start looking for other jobs.
That she's gonna keep and maintain when she's doing all this stupidness. It's ridiculous. It's
So
ridiculous.
are we to the point where we're talking about this lunch
What lunch?
with Brooks, Lisa, and Ayan?
Yes.
Okay. They go to the lunch.
Hmm.
Ayan brings this pot of lemons to say that Brooks is bitter.
Hmm.
Lisa says Brooks is bitter also. You said the first time we did the show that Lisa talks a lot, but she does it in confessionals, and she doesn't do. She's talking about Caroline or Caroline,
Hmm. Which one?
and
The,
then
the one, but which Caroline? The Brooks or the other
Brooks.
Caroline?
No, she's talking about both of them in the confessional.
Okay. But I love the way
But
she talks.
Stansberry,
Hmm.
she's talking about her in a way that's like you should have said. It didn't look like you would talk to her that way when you went to her event. Because when you went to her event, you should have been like, "Yo, I just don't understand why Ayan's
Why
not
my
here.
friend is not here?
Why didn't you invite her?"
Hmm.
Right? And
Hmm.
why didn't she invite her?
Because she was not.
Because it
uh,
seems like she knew Stansberry knew her first.
no, but yeah, but that's what she said. She said, I've known her the longest in the group. That's why Ayan felt some type of way because she has known her for the longest in the group.
Now, Ayan is a lot to have around.
She
You
is
know,
a lot, but you don't do those things.
I think Caroline didn't want somebody who would outshine her at her
Yes, and
event.
that's the point.
Because Ayan will walk into the room and it's a lot
Now, Ayan is also extra. Why are you bringing lemons in a restaurant?
in a pot. It just is low
In a
brow.
This is
And
not a Kenyan way.
Brooks was like, "Where am I supposed to put this?" And it kind of fell flat. You know what I'm saying? Like it fell flat. It was
She's
unnecessary.
she's doing too much.
Yeah, she's doing too much. But then the conversation they're having, now you admit that you're the one who said this. Why couldn't you say that at the table? And we know she didn't say it at the table because Lisa was the one asking. And Lisa was there.
Yes.
And Lisa also knows she called her and said the same thing to her. But
Hmm.
what she don't know until she watched is that Ayan was there when she was talking the shit.
And Goody, why are you calling me at 7 in the morning?
And okay, so if we're friends, why don't you know? Why don't you know? I get she may not know the husband's sick, but why don't you know this trigger I have that I just told Sarah about? You may not
Espe-
need to know everything, but basically maybe know as much as Sarah knows. Because if you know as much as Sarah knows, you're not gonna step on me and hurt my feelings. Instead of calling to be like, "How do you feel? Did you get an invite? Oh, I wonder why you didn't get an invite. What's going on?" Oh, drop that because knowing her history, it would be like, okay, I'm not gonna hone in on that.
you know?
And Brooks might not know that because Brooks seems very self-absorbed.
Yes. And I feel like she is gonna be riding with whoever is popular at a
But
given.
what I also don't like, I don't like the duplicity. I don't
What?
like the duplicity.
Which is?
The duplicity for me is, why are you sitting here with me and Ayan and you feeling like we full of shit? And you're not saying, y'all just do whatever y'all want to do. She's like Tweedledee and Tweedledum, Pinky and the Brain. Like,
Yes.
that's nasty in a
Why are you
way.
why are you
It's
discrediting?
not cute shade. You know,
Why are
Atlantis
you
is good for cute shade. Potomac is good for cute shade. I think Dubai is trying to have cute shade, but that's not cute shade. It's nasty and duplicitous.
why
Because
are
most
you
of the things that the housewives and the other shows say, they will say to each other in their face.
they are not doing? That's another problem I have with this.
These
The only
people are
person
talking behind each other's back, and
the
I'm
only
sure it's going to be
the
more.
only person who is doing it to their face is my Kenyan girl.
Like, this is the thing. As an example, Marlo just told Sheree some foolishness about Candy, right? Called Candy a whore and all the stuff like that. Marlo went to Candy and was like, "Yo, I said this on camera." They're still at odds because Candy didn't realize how much she had been saying it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yo, how many times did you say this? Right? But it's not. There's no fear. Like I told you to your face. You knew I thought that. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
hiding where I'm gonna say it here. I'm gonna say it with Andy on his show. I'm gonna say it in every interview I do. You follow what I'm saying? Like I
Mm-hmm.
don't understand this nastiness. Like if why? So you're saying that Ayan doesn't have a brain?
Yes.
You're calling her
A
stupid?
girl
Why?
who mm-hmm. Because
Because
she's
you don't like her?
mm-hmm.
She's over the top, but your nastiness is over the top.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't like that. I hope they change that. This episode was dry to me. Um, and then for Brooks to take what Lisa said back to,
I don't have a problem with that because that's what they do. I don't have a problem with that. That's what they do.
no, it's what they do, but why are you doing it? Like, what's your end game? You can't obviously, when you're going to be the bone collector or the bone carrier, it
She's a
can't be
bon
so
yeah.
obvious. It has to be a little bit sleight of hand. Like, it can't be, oh, I can't wait to tell Stansberry what you said. And
Mm-hmm.
then the way she said it was unnecessary to share.
But this is what she said. This is who she is, though.
Yeah, but it was unnecessary to share. And then Brooke shades Sarah. If you want to know anything about plastic surgery, you got to ask Sarah.
She did. She did. She did.
Nobody asked
And
you about
and then
Sarah's
they put
plastic
well,
surgery.
but
And
they put a picture.
Caroline, look, Stansberry's trying to stay here and act like she's the epitome and she knows all. So why are you bringing up Sarah? Sarah don't bother anybody.
I know, but
So why are
unfortunately,
you
they put
bringing
a
up
picture.
Sarah?
They put a picture though, prior, before, and after, and
Yeah, but
clearly.
that's what they doing because they being shady. But why did
Mhm.
you start the shade?
Why not talk about Caroline? Caroline is not shy about the stuff that she has done on her face.
No, because Carolyn's trying to be like, I'm the worst. And then she say shades Carolyn because she's like, oh, she gets everything for free. That's too much.
She said that she's an influencer. She's not an influencer. Oh my god, this girl is gonna be getting the most heat at the reunion. Trust
Eh,
me.
so then another thing, because then, then we get to, I don't like watching Stansberry with her fiance. I don't like it. It's
Why?
awkward. Stansberry and her fiance is like,
Mm-hmm.
the kids are kind of making fun of him. They think he's like their playmate. It's weird. It's just weird to see them.
Yes.
It's odd.
Hold on. I can hear some ice cream guy coming over here. Continue talking.
I
I want
can't
to.
hear them.
You can hear them. Okay. Talk to the people. Let me tell the kids to go get some ice cream.
I cannot deal with you. So I'm supposed to talk to y'all. What y'all want me to talk about? She don't know that this is like the video stuff like that. I don't know what she want. Don't know what she want. I'm gonna turn off my camera too.
Wait a minute. Did
Be
she
right
just?
back. Huh? What happened?
Why would you do that?
I wasn't gone for a very long time. But yeah. Uh yo, what time is it there, yo?
I know it's 9, but it's
Yo, it felt like you had a little bit more sunshine than I had too.
we still have some sunshine because the dude is also outside here selling
Nah,
ice cream.
it's pitch out here.
Is it? It's, listen, y'all have to come to Buffalo.
Nobody's coming to Buffalo. Okay, so what else? Like, it's awkward for me to watch them. They're making fun of the way he says things. Like, just it's too. It's like she's sitting in a room with her kids, and he's one of them. And
Who
the
is?
kids,
Who's
Carolyn Stansberry, like, and the kids think he's childish. The kids think he's childish. He's childish. Everybody think he's childish, but her.
he's not childish. He's acting his age.
Right. He's acting his age, but I don't, she can't possibly see success for this. And I'd like to know a little bit more about his little history. Because what's the end game for him? She's not everything that she thinks she is. She's not fly. Her skin look bad, her lips look bad, her eyes look bad.
Her
She look bad.
attitude is bad. Everything about her is bad. But did you see, the last episode when they went to a jewelry place and it was
Yeah,
like,
and she was like,
who
you
was
gotta
supposed to
make
be
more
buy?
money.
Who was gonna buy?
She told him he had to make more money for the things she wanted. I'd love to get a little insight. Her family must be an opposal to this.
Mm-hmm.
Cause she is kind of like you making them look foolish. And the Brits are all about appearances. And this is foolishness.
That's for sure. They colonized, that's for sure.
So what else? Like this episode was really, really dry.
Well, then well, the last thing we see is
The fashion show.
yes. And then
What I
we
appreciate.
also see after the party and they were talking about thank you guys for coming, and then the husband shows up and then the girls are not able to talk about whoever didn't show up, which was Caroline.
This is the thing. What I appreciate about the fashion show is that there was no shade thrown at her actual efforts because they respected her business.
Mm-hmm.
In other shows we've seen, in other housewife shows, they don't necessarily respect the business.
Right.
I think the only business people really respect is Candice, and that's because you can't deny that Candy is very successful. But even last episode, they've been disrespecting Candy's the sex line, the sex product line.
I'm tired of Candy though. I'm tired.
I'm indifferent.
Yeah,
But
I'm not watching Atlanta. I'm not watching it at all. I'm not.
What I know is they were very respectful and they understood what it took for her to be able to have this event, for it to be a big fashion event in Dubai, in the space that they were in.
I love
the people who were invited.
Right. That it's Paris fashion. It's Western. I love the husband support. I loved it. But
you know what I would have appreciated? Mm-hmm. I would have really appreciated seeing Swaggy Jerry come out in something.
You know what? That's what I was saying.
Just to show up, even if he was just showing up and in the
African.
Like even if he was just showing up to be like, I have clients that are like, hey, kiss my cheek.
You're in Dubai.
Like even if it was just to show up because he has clients and now women are trying to be more fashionable as they're pregnant.
Well, I would not have expected him as a person because they don't know each other like that. All right, because he's in
the fashion. I mean, he's in the fashion industry.
But Dubai has nothing to do with Nigeria.
I know, but I just want to see him again.
I know that. Maybe they have another season coming up for Young, Famous, and African. All right, but I would have loved to see some African situation. Okay. But then you see Brooke over here explaining, my grandmother. See, if you know your grandmother was a slave, not to she was trying to explain to us, her Jamaican roots. Didn't you see that?
Mm-hmm.
But she's not acting like one. She's acting like somebody over here who is a slave owner. Seriously, the way
This
she's
is the
treating.
problem with Brooks. It's like Lisa said, you never know what culture she's going to claim. So she's just going to say things that sound good. Because again, I don't even want to say what I want to say.
Go ahead. We are
Okay, so
undisputed.
I have like my affluent friends, when they hire help, that help don't look like me and you. That help is white people. Like when my affluent friends hire help, they don't hire black people because they don't want. Depending on what the task, like if it's for an event or a party
But
or something.
I also don't want white people to hire somebody like me and they feel like, oh my gosh, we are doing some inclusivity in this situation because now I'm hiring a black person. Do you see what I'm
Well,
saying?
when my affluent friends hire, they don't hire black, and they still don't treat people poorly. You follow what I'm saying? But
They're not gonna be my
I say all of that to say this: if you're going to hire someone who looks like and you have these roots, you have to be empathetic to the plight that they've had.
God
Or
Jesus.
what happened?
My light.
Is
What
it
the
just
heck?
your light or your power?
It's my light. Go
I
ahead,
cannot.
talk.
I'm turning your camera off.
Wait a
I would
minute.
expect her to be more graceful and with the understanding of the history of her quote unquote grandmother. I don't believe I don't believe she understands the plight of the culture. I think I would say she's just American.
Mm-hmm.
She may have these roots, but there's a difference between, like, when I come to you, I tell you that I am Beijing, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My son, I don't know what he would say, but there does come a generation that says my grandmother was Beijing, or you follow. And I've always hated that because
Mm-hmm.
I've always been like, what do you mean? If your grandmother was,
Mm-hmm.
weren't you? But then I realized also that a lot of people, like my whole family's Beijing, everybody. And then, we bring in, like, I would bring in an American and the American would marry.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, when my family came here, both sides of my family are Beijing, everybody's Beijing.
Mm-hmm.
So I get it. But again, I would never hire a West Indian and treat them poorly. I would give them the grace that I wanted somebody to give my mother and my grandmother.
Right. I agree.
So I call BS on her. She's full of shit.
Brooke is full of shit, and I cannot wait for her.
She
See,
reminds me a lot of K. Michelle.
you see what the problem is. She's friends with Phaedra, right? So she is aware of Real Housewives of Atlanta.
And how to be trying to. She's doing too much.
That's what I'm saying.
He's also doing too much.
That's what I'm saying.
I think
She's
Phaedra
trying to
thinks.
act.
I think
She's trying
Phaedra's
to act
gonna.
like somebody
I
else.
think Phaedra's talking about moving to Dubai.
Yeah, Phaedra was, yes. She says she has some stuff going on over there, but maybe she's been listen because she's not gonna come here to Atlanta. Candy is not gonna allow her to come back to Real Housewives of Atlanta. So the only thing that she has over there.
Well, what
But
she
you see,
did was
I would love for
disgusting.
her to go there. I would love for Phaedra to go to. I would love
If she
for
went,
Phaedra to
honestly, if
join.
she went there, she would turn them upside down.
That's what I'm saying. I would love for her to join them because then she understands the game. I mean, I'm tired of you bringing lemons to a restaurant.
Yeah,
It's not
like,
how we
yeah,
do things
this
in
is
Kenya.
poor. That's in poor taste.
Why are you
I mean,
bringing
it was a
lemons?
dry. The episode wasn't that good. Like, it wasn't a good episode. If I had to rate it, scale of 1 to 10, I'm giving it a very soft 4.
Why?
It
Give
wasn't
them a
good.
5 for some effort.
No,
Extend some grace.
no. I did. I gave them 4.
You're not extending grace on this
The
episode.
grace is when I show up to watch next week. because they even built up the Stansberry Lisa beef to be more than it turned out to be. You know?
Well, no, it was not built up. I mean, Brooke went over there, talked to her about whatever it was happening,
Yo,
and was
and then Stansberry's not
Lisa
doing
saying, you know what,
shit.
we're not gonna come over
Yo,
there.
she wasn't doing anything. What she was doing was like boring. She was like feeding the dog,
Hi, clicks and
drinking a
views.
smoothie. Hey, clicks and views. Drinking a smoothie. Like she was so. As a matter of fact, when Nina says, "Where were you?" she's gonna be like, where was I?"
What do you mean, Nina?
Like Nina's gonna go back and be like, or is it Nina?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, Nina's gonna go back and be like, "Hey, so where were you on the other night at the event?" I think next week, and she's gonna be like, "Where was I? I don't know." And they try to like lie and be like, "Hey, clicks, have you?"
Please, you have to watch it. You have to watch it. It's a good.
I mean, this episode would don't start with
It,
this
no,
episode because
don't
you
start
never
with this
watch
one.
it again.
Yeah, don't start with this one, but start with the real introduction of us, rulers of Dubai, and them introducing us to a country that was a desert, and now it has, it has grown, and you have to watch. And you always have to come back over here for review because Goody does not shy away from calling them out. She was being
Bottom
called out
line,
by Marcel on
can we address that? Because I was like, "Yo, I do not want." I was like, "I don't want this. Like, I'll come and I'll do a show with you, right? But I don't want to talk to these people. I don't, right? I don't want to talk. Like, that's not my idea of a good time."
well, Marcel was on your page though.
Yeah, I was like, "So what?" Like, so
I
I know
loved
you
it.
like defer. I'm from New York, fam. Defer. All right, you're cute, but you giving me lessons with who you live with or and around? You giving me lessons and you giving Wanda money for that food truck? Don't play with me. And Wanda can't even say food truck good. Potato. And her potatoes look like caca. Caca.
Yo, listen, I am over here trying to extend some grace.
And then, like, who told Mark? Because Mark was like, "Yo, I heard that you a master roaster." Who told you that? I was like, "Don't come on." Like,
But Mark has been all over the place.
I mean, he's going to be. Bless his heart. And like I wasn't nasty. He was like, "You told on me." He was like, "You told mine on me. Mine told me not to bother you." I was like, "Well, you can't." I was gonna say you can't bother me, but then I was like, he's gonna try to keep talking to me. So I was like, okay.
What do you mean you
My
told
side.
on me? I don't understand.
He was like, "Did you tell mine that I was in your DMs?" I was like, "Yeah, I told her. I didn't say it was like you was trying to holler. I was
Wait,
asking what." Yeah,
Mark Scott told you this?
yeah. You didn't tell him to stay out my inbox and don't harass me with
Oh
foolishness.
my gosh, Mark.
You
Mark
didn't
is
tell him to not harass me with foolishness because you're right. I
no.
don't want that.
I don't
Oh,
need to tell anybody to don't harass. Goody has her own thing going on.
I was
She
like, "Well, you
doesn't need
can't
me.
bother me." I was like, "You can't." No, I told him that today. I was like, "Yo, I was annoyed. I just didn't want to go up with your Klansmen because I can be lethal and nasty if I have to be." Because I told you what I was going to tell. I didn't want to do that. Because, I don't have a problem with them except, yes, he's a cheater. Or even if he's not doing it today,
They all
something's up.
they
They
all are.
story's not, they math ain't mathing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You follow what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that's not what I want.
Do
Like,
you think so? The rumor that has been coming about Letitia. Do you think Letitia was? I'm trying to believe that Letitia was.
was she boosting? Yes.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't she be?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let me tell. Why wouldn't she be boosting? Let me say
I
this
mean,
to you.
for me, I've been looking at her as
You
as
see
as
her
a
roots.
stay-home mom,
You
as a
see, you
stay-home.
see her roots, and you see her mother said when she don't steal, but she sends somebody to do it for her. Who's the person? Who you sending? Who you sending? Who you know that it land on your doorstep?
But then I was watching. But do we have a mag shot though?
I don't need no mugshot. I don't need no mugshot.
The
I don't
CPS,
care.
the
I don't
CPS
care
mag
to that
shot.
extent about these people. You follow what I'm saying? Like honestly, I don't care to that extent. That's why it's on the show. I spoke about what was on the show. You have a problem with it, Marcel? Don't be on the show. As long as you on the show, I'm gonna tune into the show. And if Mod asks me to come and talk about the show, I'm gonna talk about the show. It ain't my channel I'm talking about it on. I was gonna tell him some nice choice words. And when he went to correct what I had to say, I was gonna get very Bajan on him and tell him where his mother should have put him. But
We are not doing that.
we didn't want to do that.
We are
I
extended
don't
red.
just represent myself.
Yes, that's what.
Yeah, when you from the other side of the tracks, you carry yourself onto the side of the tracks and you boost. Yeah, she boosted. But you know what?
So you have no doubt in your mind.
I don't have a doubt in my
Tisha was.
mind. You
Tisha
want to
was.
know? You want to know
Tisha
why I don't have a doubt in my mind?
Mm-hmm,
I would have boosted, but you know why I couldn't boost no boosting?
mm-hmm.
Because if my mother see anything that more expensive than anything that she gave me money for,
Mm.
she would have tore me up. And that was my mother. That's the kind of mother I had. Wanda don't seem to be that kind of mother because Wanda was young when her child was young. You
Yes.
follow what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that's the difference. Her mom would have seen her with something. Oh, where you get that from? That's nice. Let me borrow it. And that's
Mm.
the difference. The
That's
mother
a
who don't have
that's
nothing to
the
say when you
challenge.
bringing expensive things up in the house is the mother who's don't care that you out there boosting.
Mm.
I blame Wanda. I even blame Wanda for the rumor. And all the rumors. Any rumor that exists in Tisha house, start with Wanda and end with Wanda. Your husband cheated? Your mom said he wasn't wearing his wedding ring and she showed suspicion in the first season. That's why I'm suspicious. I'm not suspicious because of Martell. I'm suspicious because your mom don't trust him. And I'm suspicious because she only trusts him now because she want money for a food truck. That's why I'm suspicious.
No, she doesn't trust him.
No. She changed the tune slightly. Maybe if he ain't give her that money for the food truck like she want, she might have changed that tune back. But let me leave them people alone before they be in my DM and I have to cuss them stink and send my soul and not make it into heaven. Because I'm trying to go to heaven.
Me too. Goody! Oh my lord!
Right? If there's people that I want to be in my DMs and stuff, I will do a whole show on them on my channel. Listen, Scott, keep your ass away from me. Not me. It's not me and you. It's you and Maud. It's you and Maud. It's not us.
So
All right.
so I have a question for you.
Uh-huh.
I got some DMs about Aisha, Ready to Love.
Uh-huh.
Do you wanna hear it?
Shoot.
So apparently Dante reached out to Aisha's ex-husband.
Hmm.
Apparently, allegedly, Aisha came to us talking about domestic violence. And we are not here to put down women or that's
If
not
you
where.
went through domestic violence, that's something that should
Wait
be
a
handled.
minute. But I want you
If
to
you went through
understand
it.
the situation though. Because apparently the lady who is dating the ex-husband spoke to a girl who is talking to me.
Okay.
And the girl tells me that that situation of domestic violence, and you have to understand, in this country,
Did it really happen? She said it didn't happen.
she punched back, and then when the police came,
Okay, so they were fighting. Now I want to be clear. If a man and a
they
woman are fighting,
no, she 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 started it. The guy was like, "I'm defending myself." Punched. When the police came, you punched. You're going in.
okay, because a man
Okay,
shouldn't be
let me
punching a
finish.
woman.
Let me finish. Let me finish. So she was living in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
Allegedly, again, I'm saying allegedly. Don't come here suing me. I don't have money for
Mm-hmm.
that. So then you say the reason why you're running away, because it's like you're running away to DC, is because everybody in the community was like, I did not like the way you handled that situation. I do not like the way my that brother was sent to jail because of a situation that you started.
Let me be
I
very
do
clear.
not like the way. So everybody was coming for her ass. She was on Section 8.
I'm gonna say this. I can't get no Section 8 personally. Hold on. What are you doing, weirdo? What are you doing,
Here's
weirdo?
what I believe. You stand in your truth.
This is
You
what I'll say.
stand you
If
stand
she
in
was
not
hit
bashing
by,
anybody.
when I was younger, I was a hothead.
Mm-hmm,
And I used to be like, I'll punch you in your face, I'll punch you in your face, I'll punch you in your face.
mm-hmm,
To my son's father. I'm 5'3".
mm-hmm.
And I must have
I'm
weighed
I'm five
100.
I'm 5'1".
I must have weighed 125 pounds. And
Wait, you're five what?
5'3".
Okay, so
I'm short.
I'm also, because when I met you in New York City, we are the same height. Okay. So now going
Okay,
forward, I'm
so
gonna be safe.
here's the deal. I'm gonna punch you in your face, and when I go to do it, before I could even get to do it,
Mm-hmm,
he got both my hands in his hands, and he
mm-hmm,
looks at me and he's like, "Are you ready to be mature? Because I'm not doing this with you."
mm-hmm,
Able to subdue me because he's bigger than me
mm-hmm,
and move me out the way.
mm-hmm.
But my son's father, and I always thank him for it, is a cooler head that will always prevail.
It is that, but it
A cooler
is.
head. But some people are not that cool. Men have no business, because of the force and the power and just the brawn. They should not be engaging in physical altercations with women. That said, there is not a woman alive. I am the mother of a son.
Mm-hmm,
I told my son, if a woman gets you to a point where you're so angry that you might hit her, walk
mm-hmm,
away. And if she follows you, let me know. Because if she's following you, that's me and her. Because you're walking away because you're hot. Now, what happens once you get hot? What happens when you can? Sometimes you just lose it.
mm-hmm.
And if she's following you and keep insisting and she won't back down, she wants you to get hot. And if she wants you to get hot and you get hot enough to hit her and that becomes a problem in your life, she got to deal with me. So my hope is that I told my son, just always be able to walk away because I don't want to have to hurt anybody. Because I will gladly go to jail behind mine.
I agree, and he did
Right?
very
So I
well.
don't believe I have a sister, like my oldest sister, who used to get into like she used to be so she I'm short, but my family's big, so
Mm-hmm,
she's like 6 feet, and she's like ready to go at it with the boyfriend she had,
mm-hmm,
and he let it go and he let it go and he let it go, and just one day he snapped.
mm-hmm.
Now, when I showed up to support her, I didn't tell her that she was wrong in front of him. But when
Mm-hmm.
I got her by herself, I was like, "Yo, check this out.
Yeah, yeah.
What did you think was gonna happen if you kept trying to hit this man?"
But you also have to understand, like right now, in this moment, if I call the police on my husband, on not just my husband.
There's fallout that you don't even expect. I would. I try to make it my business to not call the cops on a
No,
black man.
I'm just saying anybody.
Anybody,
Anybody.
but I try to make it my business to not call the cops in my community for
That's
anything.
you.
I used to
That's you.
no, check
Goody.
this out. To be clear, I like to call the cops. I pay my
Goody.
taxes and I don't like to see any foolishness in my if I'm at my house and I like peace, when I hear kids outside and it's noisy,
It's not
I'll be
about
like, yo,
that.
what
I'm
time is the
not
noise ordinance? And I'm
goody.
ready to call the cops. I have had to
Goody.
stop.
Goody. It's not about other people. I'm talking about personal experience. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I have had people in my family who are females who have been the wrong. They call the police. Immediately the police gonna take a side of this,
The woman.
and both of them are black. But quick, that black man is guilty already.
I get it. I don't play those games because a lot of people unfortunately grow up in a world where they don't have much engagement with black men. Like the first black man they deal with is usually on a regular basis is usually their man. I come from grandfathers, uncles,
Mm-hmm.
and my dad. Like I have a heart for the
Mm-hmm.
black man.
Mm-hmm.
I have a heart. I have a big heart for the black woman. I want us to get along, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to be the one. You won't. I'm not calling the cops on a black man if I could avoid it. It's in a domestic. Not used to be. If I could still do
Still
it,
is.
if
Still
I could
is.
still do it, there's certain instances where you have to do it. Okay, because so I live where I live. The taxes are very high, and I have to pay them. I don't rent. I own. So if I own and I want peace out in by my over by my house, ain't no lolly. The loitering, I don't want no loitering. Don't loiter. That's a real word to me. This ain't. I don't want to come downstairs and I gotta ask you to excuse me so I can get to my car. Mm-mm. Once I see all of that foolishness, hello 911. Look, it's things going on. Stuff's happening. What time's the noise ordinance? It's 10 o'clock. My neighbor's playing the music really loud at
Are you
11:30.
are you kidding me?
I don't do like ever since we had the pandemic. Yes, I'm not kidding you. Like sometimes I'll be like relax on the parties. Let me give you an example. The house next door was vacant for a long time, right? And one day we come home and there's this dude passed out on the lawn because he had been having too much drink. Now my
Mm-hmm.
sister was like, "I'm just gonna wake him up." I was like, don't touch him. We're calling the cops. Why are we touching him? The cops need to come in. We don't do this. We
Was
need
he
to
a
make an
brother?
example.
Was he a
No,
brother?
he was Mexican. And then the another day, there was these two people outside arguing, and I saw them on my ring camera. So I called the cops because they was getting too loud. I was like, "Hello, 911." Yeah, it seems to be an altercation out there, and I don't want them to start shooting or whatever Hi-Hat's gonna
Mm.
do. So y'all need to send some.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
precinct is around the corner.
Goody has all the traits. Yeah.
So hello, but what I'm looking at the ring camera and my damn sister. Here go my sister, because it was the cops were already there, and one of the brothers was real mad and he was getting hyphy with the cop. And here go my sister, brother, don't do it. I'm on the ring camera like, yo, get your ass in this house. What you doing out there? Don't be out there. We call the cops. We pay the taxes.
Oh
Mm-mm.
my God, she's speaking just like this. Karens. Oh, we are paying taxes, so then whenever I call them, they have to come show up.
So the other day, somebody, because it's a nice neighborhood. The other day, somebody's BMW, they left the trunk open from 5 a.m. in the morning. The trunk just open. So everybody's looking, nobody's touching it. But I didn't want to give criminals the idea that this was a good block to go looking for cars. So I called the cops.
Oh
I was
my.
like, hello, y'all need to call somebody or send somebody over here to close this trunk. And they were like, we're very busy with emergencies. I was like, well, stay on the phone with me, and I'm gonna close the trunk. Because if he do crime in this car and my fingerprints show up on the car, we gonna document that I was on the phone with the cops.
I don't care whether your trunk is open, sideways,
Nah,
trunk. I'm
nah,
going to
because
work.
no, but you see,
I'm going to work. I'm coming back. I'm gonna be watering my garden because I need to eat that lettuce that I have planted. I don't give a damn.
no, I see, but the reason I did is because I don't want to encourage vagrants to believe that we loosey goosey with our vehicles in this neighborhood.
But if the truck is open, why would somebody think about coming over there when the truck is open?
Because it's street parking. It's not in a driveway. It's in the street. So I
Ah.
closed the trunk with the cops on the phone. So we have the time. It's time stamped. So that in the event that he do crime and they be like, we found your prints, I'll be like, no, call the cops. Cops know why I don't know what he doing. Maybe he had dead body. I don't know what he had going on. All I know is that I was being a good civilian, a nice citizen, and I closed
Where?
that.
Wait, good. Where do you live in New York City? Which?
I'm in Mount Vernon.
Oh, that's a good area.
I need to get up out of here. I need more space. I need more property. I need to be able to plant my lettuce.
Listen, I met good in New York City. Why would you let me go over there? Meet you at
What
that.
happened?
Jesus Christ. Why would you want me make? See, I love my people. Don't make me go over there. Meet you at Harlem. Chill.
You scared?
Yes, I was.
It's
My
scary.
goodness,
It's
I
scary.
was in this
That's why
car.
that's your fault because I told your ass to take the Metro North and to call me. You took the regular train. I don't take the regular train, but then that's a whole different thing.
I know. They don't gonna tell me. So what do you Metro North? Where would have taken me?
It would have taken you to like 125th and Park, but the cops are there. Like clicks and views. My son's father is an NYPD, so like I'm the cops and me ain't got no problems.
Listen, and then it started raining, and I'm right next to the cop. I'm like,
Yeah, I personally don't like that particular corner that you selected to stand on.
I never
No,
selected.
I don't. If anybody who know,
You
anybody
told
who
me.
know, anybody who know, it was 125th in Lennox.
It
Child,
was
I
yes.
was like, when I
Listen,
pulled up,
yo,
I was like, Ma, just get in
I
the car,
was
yo.
listen. I lived in New York City for 7 years. I have never. The only reason I go to that street is when they're doing my hair. I'm not gonna go over there when people are collecting stuff. You know what was this is the saddest part because everybody who was there looked like me.
Yeah, but you want to know the difference between me
They
and
were
them?
all.
I don't do heroin.
That's the problem.
I'll do meth. I don't do meth. I don't do heroin. I don't do drugs. That's
Mhm.
the difference.
Yo, I was
It's
scared. I
yo,
was.
picture
I was like,
if y'all seen Jungle Fever,
child. I was like,
picture
I'm
Gator.
African. I'm
Picture like
African.
25 Gators just standing there trying to get money for they nah. But that was on you.
I
All right.
listen. I was like, please, please. I have lived here for 7 years.
I was
Please
like, I don't want nothing to
extend some
happen.
grace. That was funny. That was funny. But we had a good time in New York City. We had a good time. Yo, but then, so are you gonna be reaching out to the Scots? They know you already.
No. And they don't need to reach out to me. Whatever they got to say to me, they could say to you and you could tell me.
Marcel, listen over here. Don't play with Goody.
I mean,
Okay,
he
she's
could
not
play, but
dead.
it's not going to be the same discussions like he's accustomed to. It's different discussions. It's accountability. It's probing.
Are you
It's
saying
like
he's accountable? I think Marcel is very unaccountable.
this is
Like
why they like to watch your shit. But let me tell you, he's not accountable. Because if I ask you one question and you take me here, there, and everywhere, like you remember Maurice tried to do that with Kimmy, and she was like, "Whoa, I don't want you to take me all around the merry bush. I asked you a question, give me the answer. That's me. I asked you a question. I said, did you go down to Melody? Yeah, it's disrespectful. I get that it's disrespectful. Sorry if you feel disrespected. Still, I asked a question. I'm asking a direct question. I want a direct answer. I'm
Mhm.
not playing with them Scots. Don't call me.
Why are
Don't
you so?
send me because I ain't coming because I'm not interested. Don't send for me because I'm gonna send you back something.
Mm. Do you have any of your favorites of the Scots? Do you have any favorite you have?
The ones that shut up, Micah and his wife.
Anywho, this was supposed to be Real House of Dubai.
When are we doing Love Match Atlanta?
It's getting to my nerves. I'm getting bored.
Oh, and you make me do Dubai?
Wait, can we do that tomorrow? I don't have a problem. Can we do that tomorrow? We can do that
I
tomorrow.
don't know.
There's
Sure.
nothing happening tomorrow. We can do that tomorrow. The last episode of Much Love. Listen,
I thought
I
it was
love
a.
Shay.
Was it a good
I love.
episode?
Hmm?
Yeah. There's things to unpack with the episode for me.
Really? Yeah,
Shay, and she already slept with the man.
she did. She did.
Yeah.
See, that's a problem I have with girls. You think that just because you're gonna sleep with somebody,
I mean, do what you want to do, but we'll talk about that some other time. Or we can wait till next week
y'all
and then do
have
them
to go
together.
and watch Love Match Atlanta. It's beautiful. All right. Okay.
Okay, maybe we just do both of them
Oh, and
together.
then I see. Did you see him? Did you see
Who?
Joseph coming after the girl? Shut down. Shut down.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's gonna be next week. Let's do both of them tomorrow together.
Okay. What do
I
you
mean,
mean
I
both
mean
of
not
them?
tomorrow. Both of them to next week. Next Monday, do
Monday.
both episodes.
Monday.
Do both episodes.
Monday. Okay. Sounds good. You all have to go watch. Follow Goody. IG Goody Goober. She is not shy, as you can see. She's a Bronx girl. She doesn't shy away. Doesn't care about whether it's Scots. Does not give a damn.
And
You all have to follow
I
Goody.
kind of feel like they didn't know that. Like I feel like I don't know where he thought I was from.
You
I'm
know
not a
what? I
Southern
think he
belle.
thought you see, that's the thing. You all hear some African accent, you're quick to act.
No, I'm not a Southern belle, right? I'm not. Like I'm more Cardi B
Hmm.
than a belle.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
So don't do that. All right, I'm out.
I love her.
Bye.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. That's Goody,
Thanks. Bye, clicks and
IG, and
views.
Goody
Kiss my
Gubber.
cheeks.
Goody. Is is
Mm.
it is it Goody Gubber?
Goody Gabor.
Jesus. Okay, Goody Gabor.
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 Light up. Light up. Bye.
Goody Gabor. Y'all have to follow her. She has her spiritual stuff that goes on. Listen, she's talking about now full moon and shit like that. Listen, I don't know about the full moon. She's been trying to make me understand this full moon situation. Y'all go follow her. Subscribe to her YouTube channel. She has a spiritual situation going on over there. Follow her on her IG. I appreciate everybody. Thank you for being here. We thank you, everybody. Thank you, thank you. Tell a friend that there's only one undisputed African queen. Gotta be me. Don't get it twisted. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Love you all. Bye bye.